Good morning, mothers raising teen daughters. This is Kiana. I am the CEO of leadershipacademy.org, and I'm also the creator of this here group, Mothers Raising Teen Daughters, and the author of I Choose to Be a Lady, Basic Life Lessons for Our Daughters. And I wanted to address a question from the group today. The question was from Tanisha Harrison, and it was, what advice do you have for parents who want to pick and choose who their kids can and cannot hang with? So basically, picking their friends, and she had mentioned that, she sees this happen, and parents try to control who their teens are hanging out with instead of guiding them, which is a very good point, control versus guidance. And so what I wanted to tell you this morning was that your children should have a vision board. They should have a life plan, right? They should have a map for how they want their life to go. They should have a vision. They should have goal lists. And what ends up happening is that those goals, those visions that they have for their own life should guide how they deal with people. So for instance, I had a young lady who she wanted to go to college. She wanted to become, I forget what career she wanted to be, but it was a really good career for her, right? Because she is very artsy, and but it wasn't art, it was something else. Anyway, one of the things that I noticed was that her boyfriend was a different type of guy. He was not the type of guy that could help her get to that goal. He was not the type of guy that would encourage her to be at that goal. And so what ended up happening was I just sent her a message, and I just said, hey, remember when we talked about like what we wanted in our friends? Because that's another thing, like they should be able to describe the type of friendships that they want to have. They should be able to describe the characteristics, right? So when I do leadership, I usually draw a body, and then I have the kids tell me what words should go in that person that relate to leadership, that relate to friendship, right? And those are two different drawings, one for friendship, one for leadership. And so the friendship one is all about who they want, right? And they should do the same for mates. That's important. And so, sorry y'all, this morning LA drivers are all over the place. So what I found was that when she had done hers and all the things that she wanted in a mate, I just simply asked her, is he that? Because all I can do is go off of his Facebook page, right? I can go off of what he's saying. He had made a comment about her mother being in their business, and I'm like, she's 17. What mother isn't in her business? What are you trying to do with her? And this is a question I asked him on Facebook. What are you trying to do with her that her mother can't see? That her mother can't be privy to? Because her mother lets you come over to the house, she just doesn't let her go to yours because there's no supervision. So what are you trying to do with her that you cannot do, right, in front of her mom? And it was just a very point, but then I had to ask her, is he the type? All the things that you listed, is he that? Is he giving you those things? Are you getting that out of your relationship? And so what happens is that even in friendships, because usually, and I started with the relationship, because usually when we're trying to guide our teenagers away from somebody, it's a person of the opposite sex. So I say the same thing with friendships. When you have a daughter who has friendships, and she is, I don't know, maybe hanging with the wrong crowd, you need to go back to that avatar that she created. What is it that you're looking for in your friends? What is it? What characteristics do you want them to have? And do they have that? And you have to make it where it's not specifically about that friend, but just who are your top 5? Because remember, your top 5 tell us who you are. So who's in your top 5? Are they the people that you wrote about? Do they have the characteristics, right? In dating, same thing. Does he have stuff, which is houses, cars, and I'm speaking for us moms. Does he have houses? Does he have cars? Does he have 401k, but or does he have it? And if he does have those things, great. But is that what you're looking for, or are you looking for internal stuff, character, integrity? You understand what I'm saying? And so that makes a difference. And my friend Natalie says stuff versus stuff. It makes a huge difference in, how you handle each person. And so when you're looking for your teenager to walk away from people, also consider your relationships, because remember, they watch us too. So if we have friends who are very gossipy, we can't be mad that they have messy friends too, just because their mess is different, or because they handle their mess different, right? That makes a difference. It has a huge drawing into what it is that we're doing and what we're saying. So you need to be clear with your child, your teen, that you're not trying to control it. And don't listen, the more you say no, the more they're going to be attracted to that person. The more you say no, the more they are going to be attracted to that person. Whether it's friendship or relationship. Excuse me. The more you say no, the more they're going to want to hang. And it's more out of curiosity than anything. Let me turn this. It's more out of curiosity than anything that they would even be considering it. So you really have to think about what message are you sending to your child. And listen, and I'm not blaming the parents. I'm not, because children make up their own mind. What I'm saying is your guidance of your children will have to be integrity and character based. And so if you're not guiding them, and I tell my daughter every day, make good choices even when no one's watching, right? I want that ingrained in her mind and in her spirit, because I really do want her to make better choices than I did when I was her age and when I was a teenager. And so I'm ingrained that, and I got that from April Mack, who's in our group, because she says that to her daughter, and I was like, wow, that's extremely powerful. And so what we want to do is make sure that we are implementing the very principles that we are telling them to, because the first thing they're going to say is, well, you, and we can continue to say, well, I'm an adult, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help the cause, because right is right and wrong is wrong, and your children know that. So we have to be very, very cautious about how we live a double life in front of our teens. And so that's that. So again, my advice is to not try to control who your teen is hanging out with. Now, listen, I understand sometimes you do have to set boundaries. Sometimes you have to say, look, this person is not a good person. And as your mother, as your father, I have to be able to guide and correct you for your own good, for your own safety. I get that. No one wants their kids hanging with gang members. No one wants their kids in an abusive relationship, whether it's verbally abusive with a homegirl or physically abusive, and sometimes your homegirls can be physically abusive. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying that on a day-to-day, you don't get to pick the person that your children are attracted to in a relationship. You don't get to choose that for them. And so when you're trying to, it really just sets you up for failure. It backfires because they're not going to listen. So that's that. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to get my coffee and put my makeup on because I'm feeling just extremely natural right now, but I don't like how it looks. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Please keep posting your questions in the questions thread so that I can keep addressing them on the Facebook Live. I love this format, and it makes it easier for me to respond to you, and I really enjoy it. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for being a part of the group. I do appreciate that. And get ready, because I have some juicy stuff coming out. I have some very juicy stuff rolling out for our teens, and I'm excited. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.